Is it any surprise that some of the biggest names in anime history all have ties to Europe? It made me think, why does anime keep coming back to this place? What is it about Europe that sparks so much intrigue? Is it the familiarity, the history maybe, or perhaps the way the creators use it to shape their stories? My name is Blessed Visions, and I make anime breakdowns and essays that make you think, feel, and help you grow. Today's video is all about world building and how four iconic anime use Europe not as scenery, but as part of the story's DNA. These worlds aren't just backgrounds, they define the characters, the themes, and the emotional weight of each series. The first anime I want to talk about is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the second greatest anime ever made. Its world is instantly recognizable, a 1940s German aesthetic, military uniforms, rugged architecture, and politics that feel uncomfortably real. Even King Bradley looks like a reflection of the era's dictators. The realism is what makes the world building so powerful. Amestris isn't magical or mysterious. It's structured, logical, and grounded. And within that order, alchemy feels extraordinary. Not fantasy breaking reality, but fantasy born from it. That's what gives Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood its weight. The world's realism makes the impossible believable and allows the story to ask deeper questions about progress. How far should humanity go in its pursuit of knowledge? When does progress turn from creation to obsession? Every invention, every law, every war in Amestris reflects that tension. It's a nation built on structure, but held together by sacrifice, chasing perfection while losing something human along the way. That's the beauty of Fullmetal Alchemist world building. It captures the best and worst of civilization, ambition, innovation, pride, and loss. A world so grounded that when it breaks the laws of nature, it still feels real. Next, we move to the other end of power, the futuristic empire of Code Geass. Britannia, the ruling nation, draws heavily from the British Empire. There's royal families, knights, colonies, and a society built on rank. But here, the world building fuels the story of rebellion. Every aspect of Britannia, whether it's its design, etiquette, and politics, makes you feel how impossible it is to fight the system. Even the technology, the towering nets, and the ceremonial uniforms reinforce one theme. Power looks beautiful when you're not the one crushed under it. And that's what makes this world so immersive. Its rules, its culture, and its imagery all serve the same idea, that revolutions don't just happen in chaos. They happen in highly structured worlds. Code Geass uses world building to remind us that control is never just political. It's cultural, ideological, and even aesthetic. I mean, that's part of why anime keeps returning to European worlds. The architecture of power feels timeless. Now let's go back, far back, to the world of Vinland Saga. A story set in the Viking era across Denmark, England, and Iceland. It's one of the few anime that doesn't just use Europe as influence, it actually lives in it. The world of Vinland is harsh and muddy, but the realism gives the story its strength. Every cold morning, every raid, every field of battle adds the atmosphere of a world that doesn't care who you are. In that indifference, the story finds honesty. Yukimura's world building isn't about spectacle, it's about emotion. The weather, the geography, the changing of seasons, they all reflect the character's states of mind. Thorfinn's journey from violence to peace mirrors the landscape itself. Unforgiving, but capable of renewal. Here, the world building shapes philosophy. It asks, in a place ruled by blood and pride, what does it mean to still choose kindness? And finally, there is Attack on Titan, the greatest anime ever made, and a world so meticulously built that its structure becomes the story itself. Inside the walls lies a civilization that appears orderly and secure, an image of harmony surrounded by chaos. But that harmony is an illusion. The walls are more than defenses, they're ideology. They create safety and fear at the same time. And everything in this world reinforces that paradox. The layered city layout separates people by class. The military structure preserves order while crushing individuality. Even the architecture feels heavy. Narrow streets, towering buildings, and walls that always feel too close. And that's what makes this world brilliant. It makes you feel the comfort and confinement of civilization all at once. Every rule, every belief, every piece of propaganda shapes how people think, how they see freedom, danger, and even themselves. And by the time the walls fall, the story isn't just about survival, it's about awareness. How much of what you believe is yours, and how much was built for you. Attack on Titan uses world building to explore the cost of belonging. What happens when safety becomes a cage and civilization becomes control? Across all four of these worlds, there's a pattern. Europe isn't just an aesthetic alone choice, it's a design language. A familiar setting that carries centuries of meaning. That of empire, religion, art, order, and even rebellion. When anime uses European-inspired worlds, it's tapping into the shared visual and emotional memory. Cathedrals make faith feel heavier. Castles make hierarchy feel real. Fields and ruins make peace feel earned. These worlds work because they don't just look alive, they breathe with intent. Every street, every law, every belief shapes the characters that live in them. And in the end, world building is what turns a story into an experience. It's what makes you feel the weight of a decision, the scale of a rebellion, or the silence after the war. Europe isn't the answer to why these work. It's a framework that helps us see how deeply they're built. So maybe anime isn't obsessed with Europe at all. Maybe it's obsessed with worlds that feel lived in, places that hold history, conflict, and most importantly, meaning. And Europe just happens to be the one of the richest palettes to paint from. And thank you for watching. This video was all about worlds across Europe. Which is your favorite world after the 4 I mentioned? Or what are some other picks you think belong in this conversation? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be reading everyone. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, stay blessed.